came close to a game-ending interception.
Well, that's about as demonstrative as you're going to see Eli Manning.
Pressure from Thomas off the edge. Eli Manning stays on his feet. Airs it out down the field. It is caught by Tyree. Inside the 25 and a timeout taken.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Now, yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. You can make it around the world with the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. 250 flavors. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
You're are now listening to the Brothers of the Five. At shooting guard, it's your boy, Killer Cam. At small forward, it's Reggie Love. At point guard, C Major. At power forward, I'll be. And at center, Mr. Noise, Lloyd Spence. And now, the Brothers of the Five.
2 games on as we speak right now. One started at about 7:30 Eastern time, I guess it was. No. Yes, 7:30 Eastern time. That's right. The Magic and the Cavaliers, they are in the second quarter right now. 2 minutes left to go. The score is 53-39. All over the Magic right now. Magic trying to battle back in this game. The young Magic's team trying to get back in this game. But the Cavaliers are playing some good basketball tonight. And then over on TNT, that was on NBA TV, by the way. Over on TNT, the 76ers and the Knicks are at it again. About to end the first quarter in about 3 seconds or 10 seconds, depending on what you're looking at. If you're online, the online is way ahead of the the regular. But they're up 25-18, about to end the first quarter. We're about to start our show because that's what we're doing right now. I am Lloyd Spence. That is my brother from another mother. I call him little brother. It's Chad Major. And he's in here asking you to pray. Nothing wrong with some prayer, especially if your team is losing. I'm going to be praying tonight.
I wore this shirt for a specific reason. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to be praying tonight for sure. So, a lot of good stuff going on. We're having a good time already. NBA playoffs are up and at them, people. And shockingly, we started the NBA playoffs 8-0 for the home team. Root for the home team. And they are out on fire right now. If you got home court advantage right now, you're killing the game. 8-0 for the home team. And so the only team that even got close to a victory this weekend, because most of the games were, I guess, like blowouts, I guess.
For the most part, yeah. For the most part.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was
I think the closest one was like New Orleans. New Orleans and who did they play? Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I was just gonna say New Orleans and Oklahoma was the only game that kind of came down to the wire. And New Orleans definitely had a chance to win the game late. But nonetheless, they came up a little, just a little bit short. Yeah, just a little bit short. But opening first game ones, Chad, Saturday, Sunday. What are your thoughts?
I mean, they pretty much kind of started like we said they were going to go. I mean, they had Cavs in the match, which
on the West first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I meant Timberwolves and the Suns.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards kind of, put his stamp on the game, and him and KD were dueling. And I think, you did say that, the Suns was going to have some trouble, which, they did. And, it's one game, yes, but we'll see what.
What was the thing that they couldn't do?
They couldn't play defense. No defense.
Oh, imagine that.
No defense.
And before you finish that, did our brother not say you better show up on Monday?
Yeah, he did.
In the words of Cam, it's cool he do it, huh?
I don't see it. I don't see him.
Yeah, I'm calling you out wherever you are.
Yeah, the Lakers and the Nuggets. I mean, y'all going against a machine. Even though AD did kind of cancel out Jokic's points and everything, I think you guys need to at least have a little bit more firepower off the bench.
Well, listen. Let's be clear. We got snowed. All right. We allowed ourselves to believe that D'Angelo Russell was a different man. We were like, oh my God, he's hitting his threes now. Everything's better. We can really make a run at this. We can really do this. And here's what we didn't realize. Because I also thought his defense had gotten better. And I guess against different teams, it is better. But against the Nuggets, not so much.
Yeah, you got to play. You got to play pretty good against the defending champs. You got to.
Especially well. When you're not shooting the ball well, and you're coming out 2 or 6 in the second quarter, or whatever, you got to go to the other side of your game and put more emphasis on that. If I'm not scoring, okay, then Jamal Murray, you're not scoring. So I'm gonna put pressure on you. I'm gonna foul you. I'm gonna make you day long. But you cannot score, and he's not score, and he scored.
Are you saying he's a one-sided player at this point?
It's the same problem. Like I said, we just got lulled into a false sense of reality, and D'Angelo has to play both sides of the court and give us something on both sides of the court. He has to. Yeah. Or we're going to lose this series. It's that simple.
Y'all did have also a terrible third quarter, too. That was also.
We did, but that's part of the problem. Like, everybody, the bench has to step up. The entire bench has to step up. It has to understand that there's two halves to the basketball. There's two sides to the court. We got to commit to the whole thing. You cannot just play one thing. Listen, we got 32 and 14 from Anthony Davis. We got 27, 8 and 6 from LeBron.
And the others got to step up.
The others. Everybody else got to come. We even got 11 points off the bench from Tariq Sprints. So he even did his job. Everybody else got to step up. Everybody. Ring. D'Lo, Austin, everybody has to step up. Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent gave us nothing. Everybody's got to step up. Now I'm hearing that Christian Wood is supposed to be back tonight. That'll be interesting to see if we can throw another body at Jokic. Not that it really matters who we throw at Jokic, but I'm gonna tell you something else that I'm not happy about. I don't want to turn this into a Laker thing because there's other games going on beyond the Lakers. But I will say this. I think we have to make a firm decision who we're selling out to beat. And I think you got to just let Jokic do what he do. Just let him do what he do. Yeah. But you can't let Murray beat you and Jokic. You can't let – I love the way we started the game. 2 quick fouls on Aaron Gordon. Got him sitting on the bench. I love that. Pressured Porter. Porter was struggling at first. We got to keep that pressure on those guys for the entire game. Got out to a great lead and then just squandered it away. We've done that a couple of times playing this team this year. Got out to great leads, 14, 18 points, and then we squandered the lead. Got to get that lead up and keep it and hold it. So it's a tough listen. It's easier said than done, but that's the formula. That's the formula.
You just need to pray.
We need to pray. We got to pray just to make it today. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that dance was as good as my sound is right now. I hope my sound and my dance were really good.
What do you think of the Dallas Mavericks and the Clippers? Do you think it was just a one-off? Or are they like that? I
will answer that the same way I'm going to answer the East reaction, because we can just do both. I don't know why we just didn't do 1 and 2 together, but I think anybody can get hot on any given day. And James Harden caught fire, played well all the way across the board, and they built up enough of a lead to hold them off in the second half. Same thing with Bucks and Indiana. I think Dame Lillard for sure caught fire, looking like Portland Dame Lillard for the first time all year. And they built up enough of a lead to hold those guys off in the second half. But if you're asking me who can bounce back quicker, I would say it's Dallas. I think Indiana's style of play is going to be a problem. I didn't realize, admittedly, I will say I have not watched a lot of Indiana games this year. So I was not unaware that they score fast, but I was unaware that they scored that fast. And I'm going to tell you something. Kenny Smith said something, and I'm going to give him the credit that's due him because I think he deserves it. But he said, you can score so fast that you're not really playing in a rhythm and you're not allowing yourself to really get good shots. And I think Indiana plays entirely too fast. I think in the playoffs, you have to value possessions a little bit better than what they're doing. And so I don't know, but at the same time, I also agree with Chuck that said, I don't know if they're going to change their style. I don't know if they can change their style. But I think they got to figure out a way to slow the ball down and get better shots. Still play fast, but you got to get better shots in that. And the same thing with Dallas. They got to get better shots. Luka and Kyrie got to figure out how to get the bigs involved early and then do what they did. And I think they can bounce back. What do you think?
Pacers didn't get anything from their bench. They didn't get anything from their bench. So I think that's going to be the thing in this whole playoffs with all these teams. What can you get from your bench?
Yeah.
Because, the 5 starters, they're going to do what they do, but it's going to be the bench is going to be able to probably determine the wins and the losses on this thing. So speaking of bench, Dallas does have a deep bench. They just have to show up. Like you said, they're going to have to get Gafford involved. They're going to have to get Lively involved because, Luka's going to he's going to give you a consistent 20-plus. Kyrie can give you a consistent 20-plus. It's going to be like all these other teams. The others is who's going to show up because, that's the catalyst because you're not going to want to wear your starting 5 out. So somebody's got to give you something at this point.
If Jones is going to start, he got to score. You got to score. He can't go over. Yeah. Gafford's got to give you more than 3. Hardaway's definitely got to give you more than 6. The young buck Lively, maybe he was nerves, chalked it up to nerves. Maybe he got it out of the system now. But yeah, you got to get something out of your front court. Yeah. Your front court combined to give you 14 points. That's not good. And only an additional 9 points off the bench. That's not good. So you got to get some help, man. I mean, Mavs got to get some help. I believe the team that's closest to bouncing back from their first game, I think the Pelicans played a decent game, but they can play better, and they may be able to steal one.
Yeah, and they're also missing 20 points that's not there, which that could have easily made the difference. Zion could have.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But they got it. But they play without. But I don't want to use that as an excuse, bro, because honestly, they played more without Zion than they had with him. So I think they got enough firepower to step up and make a moment happen. Now maybe some of that was fatigue. I don't know, but they got to get in there and battle this next game, and because I think they can beat them, but you got to do something about Chet Holmgren around the basket, and CJ's got to be CJ. CJ's got to play better. Like it's just He's got to step up. So it was
Brandon Ingram only scored 12 points. He was coming back off an injury, I believe. So that's kind of uncommon as well. So
yeah, but in the last game he was good. Like he was really good in that last game. So I don't know if that was just fatigue and the injury, but they got to have a sense of urgency if they want to crack this code. But all in all, an interesting first game for everybody. Tonight, as started off very interesting with Cleveland kind of dominating Orlando right now, up by 14, and then at halftime, and then Philly is up on the Knicks by 7, looking to try to steal that one there, get their one tonight. So everybody's battling and trying to make it competitive. So an interesting first game for everybody, but I don't remember the last time the first round all the home teams won the first game. I don't remember the last time it happened. That was wild to me. I was like, wow, all home teams won. That's crazy. But we'll see where it goes after tonight. So that's questions 1 and 2. Let's get into question 3. Ladies and gentlemen, happy draft week to everybody. This is the moment in NFL fandom where everybody gets to hit the reset button and go boop 0-0. We all start from the same playing field. Everybody has a chance to win a Super Bowl. Everybody has an opportunity, except for the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm kidding. I kid because I love.
Just this show is biased, man.
I had to do it. I'm
gonna contact HR. This show is biased, man.
It is. All listen, real talk. We are. But all jokes aside, it's going to be an interesting, probably one of the more interesting drafts we've seen in the last 10 years because, honestly, past number 1, maybe number 2, not 100% sure how this is all going to play out. And then the thing that makes it most interesting is question number 3. Seems like a lot of people want a quarterback. Quarterback is ruling the day right now. And so, I got to ask my brother over here, how's this going to play out? Who should leave the first round with a quarterback, and how will they do it? And I want to add this in, are there some teams that shouldn't take one in the first round, but should wait and maybe try to get their guy in the second round? So I don't know. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, Chad Major. So let the people know. And I don't know. Let's talk about it, brother.
Well, who should not lead the draft without a quarterback? We're going to start with Washington. You do not lead the draft without a quarterback because you currently have one right now. Also, New England, you need to draft a quarterback as well.
But now New England has let's go. I want to put up another graphic because I got this one up that says that had like a mock of the top 10. But I got one also that has the first 54 picks. So I want to show that one real quick. And the reason why I'm showing that one, little bro, is because I'm curious to know what you think. Because New England, technically, they could kind of wait. Like they're at 3, and I think they pick.
After the first 4 quarterbacks, though, there's a drop off. So why wouldn't you want to get?
Well, if you're looking for a starter,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
They need a starter. They need one.
I don't know if they do need a starter, but I don't know if they need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We need a lot of stuff.
They do.
Quarterback is one of many things that we need. So do you mortgage the farm and
well, it's not mortgaging the farm because they're in the third spot, so they get one of those premium quarterbacks. You don't have to do anything if you're New England or you guys, unless you want to trade up.
They can move back and get a whole bunch of other stuff. Because so this is an interesting. This is where it's gonna really get interesting. Like I think 2 and 3 could be very, very interesting. Because everybody's here in Minnesota is going to try and move up there. Everybody's here in the Raiders are going to try to move up there to that spot. We might. I don't think we will. I think I'm for all that I'm hearing, we're hoping a quarterback falls back to us, which I'm really praying that happens as well. I'd rather that than we give up very valuable draft capital to go get somebody that may or may not pan out. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you're supposed to give up capital for this, but at the same time, if you're somebody like New England who needs everything, I mean, you need receivers, you need linemen, you need running backs, you need everything. Why not get everything a haul? And you know, I don't know.
They can still do that though. They can still do that and still pick their quarterback in the first round. They still have other picks that they can maneuver and place different places to get what they need. But you want to start out with the quarterback, don't you?
You can't win without a quarterback.
Yeah, you want to take care of that first.
You can't win without a quarterback.
It's supposed to be your leader in the locker room and a leader on the field. So you may want to cement that. It's definitely going to be a rookie at this point, but you definitely want to have that sold up.
Well, let me say this. I think they should take a quarterback. The Washington Commanders for sure should take a quarterback. I don't even know why Drake May, with all due respect to Drake May, I don't even know why he's even in the conversation. He's not ready. I watched Drake May all season long as a journalist with Believe in the ACC Thursdays at 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Just shameless. I watched Drake May all season, and with and without Tez Walker, he needs work. Honestly, the best quarterback play in the ACC this past year came from Jordan Travis, and you could argue Riley Leonard when he was healthy. Like, Drake May was a distant third, maybe even fourth. Now, if you're talking about upside and potential, I get that. I get what people love about him, but I don't know if I love him enough to take him in the top 5.
As a Giants fan, and you talk about Travis, would you take a flyer on him in a later round, have him get healthy, and then see what he has?
I mean, it can't hurt if he's the best at that spot when we pick, maybe.
Or do you want to just get rid of Daniel Jones altogether? Or do you want to just get rid of Daniel Jones altogether?
Well, listen, however it plays out, I think Daniel Jones is on borrowed time. The tricky part about us is us in New England have the same problem. We got a lot of needs. We clearly may need another running back because, you know, we made a decision on that, which I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying we made a decision on that. So, and while I like Devin, and I think Devin will play well in his offense, it wouldn't hurt to have somebody else back there as well, which we'll get into some of that in just a minute. But I know we need a quarterback. I just don't know how I feel about any of these guys. Like beyond Jaden, and really, honestly, the guy that I really want is the one with the highest X factor, which is Michael Penix, because I think he can really play. But I understand why he's fallen in the draft because, you know, there's so much uncertainty around him. Now, having said that, if we could get some stuff at 6, a great player. To me, the ideal circumstance for my school. You might make me rush the question because we're going to actually talk about that in just a second. But, okay, so you said New England and the Commanders are your top two needs quarterback. Yeah. I say I agree. Chicago's got to finish what they started, but you know who else needs a quarterback? Minnesota.
Yes, they do. They do.
Minnesota got to find a quarterback.
They
do. Denver, I guess, found their guy, Zach Wilson, today, I guess. I don't know what that was about, but
that's not a find. That's not a find at all.
I
think they still draft quarterback.
But why do it if you just – because that was crazy. That was a crazy trade. I was like, Zach Wilson? Really?
I didn't get it, and I still don't get it, but if they do that and don't draft the quarterback, I don't know what's going on.
Do you just like guys with the last name Wilson? Is that what this is about? I don't understand what's happening right now.
Maybe he can control this one. That may be it.
I guess. I don't know. That was a wild trade today. I didn't understand that at all. And the Raiders need a quarterback. The Raiders are saying, or the rumor is the Raiders are going to try to get this number 2 pick from Washington or New England. But what are you going to have to give up to get it? And then is the guy you want going to be there? They want Jaden Daniels.
Well, if they draft up to number 2, I would assume he would be if we say Caleb Williams is the number 1.
Well, if you can get Washington to give him up, then okay. But why would Washington do that? The haul would have to be considerable for if I'm Washington for me to give up on a guy that could be the next Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how their scheme is and if they figure out if he fits the scheme. If not, then I'm going to pass to find somebody that fits my scheme. So,
and I would say to you, whatever Jaden Daniels is, that's your scheme.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to build. Don't be trying to fit him into nothing.
Well,
Baltimore is giving everybody the blueprint with a quarterback of this type. You don't put this guy in the scheme. You build a scheme around him.
Well, Lloyd, as a Cowboys fan, I hope they pass on Jaden Daniels because I don't want to see him twice a year either. Anyway,
listen, as a Giants fan, I concur. I would prefer to go and do the route. So, but I think they're going to have to. Whoever moves to that number 2 spot, they got to give up a haul. I'm talking about a couple of number 1, maybe 3. Some other picks in later rounds or 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever. But you got to put an attractive package together to make that happen. So, but I think those are the most desperate teams to get into that spot, which brings us to number 4. And how do you think this thing's going to unfold? So I want to pull up the first mock that we had. Is this it? There it is. Okay.
I found my answer kind of interesting.
I always find your answers interesting, little brother. Let me just tell you. This is from Charles McDonald of the NFL and Nate Tice of NFL.com. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not NFL.com, Yahoo Sports. And a lot of these are pretty much falling the same way. There's a little bit of variance in that first round, but not much. But Caleb Williams going number 1, Jaden Daniels number 2, Drake May 3, Marvin Harrison 4. They're saying a trade with the Chargers, and J.J. McCarthy gets taken by his boy not his boy, actually. They trade. His boy trades, gets a haul for him, and then he goes to the Vikings. Then that would leave us, the Giants, with Malik Neighbors, Rome Uduze to Chicago, giving them their second receiver or their go-to receiver to pair with Caleb Williams. Brian Thomas, and then Joe Alt, who a lot of saying is the best lineman in his draft, and Troy Fatanu would round out the top 10. Agree, disagree?
I have some differences. In there.
Okay.
I have Caleb Williams at 1.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels at 2.
Okay.
Drake May at 3. At 4, I got a trade
Ah.
between Arizona and New York, which
Yes.
yes, which
Okay. For who?
y'all move up to get JJ McCarthy.
Mm.
And then 5, I got Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Chargers because they need a wide receiver.
Which will leave Arizona with Malik Neighbors.
Well, Arizona would get Rome Dunze
Oh, you think they like Romeo Duze better than Neighbors?
at number 6. Yes.
Wow, you shook it up a little bit.
Yeah, and then we got Aud at 7, Quinion Mitchell at 8. I got Brock Bowers going to Indianapolis because Richardson needs a safety blanket, and that would be a perfect safety blanket. Then I got J.C. Latham at the Jets.
Okay. J.C. Latham is the
He's a lineman.
lineman, which is what they need. They're lineman from Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what they need. They need a lineman badly.
Yeah.
Way more than they need receivers and tight ends. Because a lot of these mocks are having Brock Bowers go to the Jets. I don't understand that. Because to me, they don't need that. They need a lineman. They need somebody that can block.
Exactly.
J.C. Latham is a good choice. Chofat Tunatu is a good choice. I definitely would go a different route if I was the Jets. I would go lineman and try to steal some late receivers in the back end, the draft or whatever. Mine is pretty much. I think the person that's going to make the trade is the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to make a trade. I think either the Vikings or the Raiders are going to go up there and try to make that trade with Washington. I think Washington is for sure open with business, which is why I think they brought the 4 quarterbacks in last week because they're saying if one of these guys gets this trade right, we can live with this quarterback. And so Michael, they got to get a quarterback. They cannot leave the first round without a quarterback. So to me, it's more likely that Michael Penix ends up in Washington. And Minnesota ends up in that 2 spot taking Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is going second. It's just a matter of who.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of who. Then after Jaden Daniels, I'm going to say that 3rd pick in the draft. If they're sold on Drake May as a starter, then it's Drake May. I just don't see how you would be if you're New England. But I think that's why New England, because he's not a day one starter, in my opinion. And so I think you don't waste that pick on a guy who's not a day one starter. The only reason why you take a Drake May is if you think he's a day one starter. I don't think he is. Yep. I think the ranking of the quarterbacks is Caleb, Jaden, talent wise Michael, then JJ, and then Drake, followed by Bo Nix and whatever. So I can see. I feel like Marvin Harrison is a lock for Arizona unless they get blown away by something. But I think he's an Arizona Cardinal. What we're gonna do? Let me ask you before I answer that question. What are y'all gonna do?
I feel like, and I've been saying this for weeks now. Graham Barton out of Duke plays all 5 line positions. We need somebody that
protection.
Yeah, you don't have to move Tyler Smith anymore. Put him where he needs to be, or you can move him tackle guard, whatever. Graham Barton can solidify whatever we need. So I think we need to shore up that line for whoever's going to be running back there. I have no idea. but we need to make sure the line is straight and protect Dak at all costs.
And to be fair, some of the mock drafts that I've seen do have Graham Barton going to that spot, which would be very, very interesting. I see. Ours is a little more challenging because ours is contingent upon what happens before us. So, and this is where I'm really torn because.
Well, if you're going to keep Daniel Jones, then you're going to need to go wide receiver, right?
If only if the quarterback we want is not there. And I've heard Drake May conversations, which I don't like. I've heard JJ McCarthy conversations, which I like a little better. It depends on how bad. Here's the X factor of the whole thing with the quarterback in the first round. We have to decide, or not we, but Brian Daboll and Joe Shane, general manager, they have to decide is Daniel Jones their guy. And if he is their guy, then this is a no-brainer. This is easy. It's Malik Neighbors, and we move on. But you have to decide that he's your guy. And so, if he's not your guy, then why do you think one of those other guys can be your guy? And that's the real question of the whole first round. If you think J.J. McCarthy could be your guy, then because J.J. McCarthy has flourished when he's had weapons.
Facts.
We ain't really got that many weapons. We got weapons, but not like other teams that have weapons yet.
Yeah.
And so, do you want to forego? And by the way, got a chance to take a deeper dive into Malik Neighbors, into Rome Odunze, into Brian Thomas a little bit more. And there was one other receiver that I looked at as well. Who was it? Was it I'm trying to remember the other. Brian Thomas, that's what it was. Did I say Brian Thomas?
Nah.
Yeah, Brian Thomas, that was the other one. Brian Thomas is actually the faster of the group.
Seeing as he's at the top, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's actually the faster of the group. But he's more of a. I don't see him as more of a possession, and he's big too. 6'4", 203. I see him more of a. He's not a possession receiver to me. He's more of a speed guy, straight down the seams, skinny post kind of vibe, and he can get open that way. So you already have that in the receiver we took last year. So to me, you don't take him. Malik Neighbors is what we need because we don't have a true possession receiver that can open up the field for everybody else. So I would like, if we're not going to take J.J. McCarthy, or we don't feel like he's our guy, then it's for sure got to be Malik Neighbors, and we live with that result or whatever.
That take that you had as far as JJ going to the Chargers and possibly Herbert getting traded, that's very interesting. That's very interesting because McCarthy has been with Harbaugh, and so he's probably going to know what system he runs, and it'd probably be an easy transition. But that Herbert going to whatever team, that could be.
Well, I wouldn't say Herbert would get traded.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying maybe Harbaugh takes his guy and
let him study for a minute.
Sticks him on the bench and says, "Hey, man, if you can't run my system, I got a plan." So I don't know. I want to go to both our teams teams and show kind of what. Tell me what you think your guys are going to do. Tell me what you think your guys are going to do. What do you think the Cowboys, or how close do you think they're going to get as far as the projections of the draft that we're seeing? Popping up in the screen. And I apologize. I'm going to have to let me do this real quick.
No problem. The Graham Bart thing, I think that's priority number one. And then after that, I think we need to go running back. We need to get one of the running backs, that are going to be quality running backs and shore up that at least, because I know we signed. Who did we sign? Some Dion Freeman or somebody. I think. And that's not going to cut it. We need to have another running back there to be able to, at least help and do a running back by committee if that's what we're going to do. But
PFF has Jonathan Brooks from Texas going 56 to the Cowboys in the second round. I like Jonathan Brooks. He's a sizable back. He's 200 pounds, so he's kind of big.
He's coming off an injury, right? I thought he was coming off an injury or something like that, right?
I think he's coming off injury. So I don't know. That's an interesting pick, though, because if he can get back to 100%, then he could be interesting there. That would also mean, because where do they have him ranked as far as the running backs are concerned? I'm curious. Let me go back to. I'm going to go over to the draft results or whatever. As you can see on this,
probably within the next 5 or 10, I would think. I'm not sure the other running.
Yeah. As you can see, this mock has us in the second round taking Bo Nix.
How you feel about that?
I'm not crazy about it. So in this mock draft, well, not in this mock draft, I was looking to see if he was part of the combine participants. He did. Oh, that's right. He didn't run. That's right, because he was injured. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm curious to see what happens with this particular selection or whatever. Bo Nix going to us. Let's go to the third round real quick. In the third round, they got us taking Max Melton at cornerback, and the Cowboys taking Roger Rosengarten, a tackle.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
Where is Roger at? Are we still in this? Tavondre Threat, by the way, Sweat may have cost himself a ton of money, by the way. There he is. He's out of Washington. Roger Rosengarten is out of Washington. And so he would come in and take Tyron Smith's place.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, we need a tackle. So, I mean, he was on a championship team. So, I mean, I guess I can feel good about it. We need a running back. So, if Brooks is not there, I want them to try to see where Corum's going to land.
Okay. In the what round is this? Fourth round. I don't think we have a pick in the fourth round.
We don't either.
And y'all have one in the fourth. Okay, so we'll move on from the fourth. In the fifth round, they have us taking in this particular draft. Or do we have it? But yes, Will Shipley, which I would love. That'd be a great pick. I like Will Shipley. Probably be a decent third round back. Can put him in some nice catch and run situations. I'm a Will Shipley guy. And then as you guys taking Trayvon Wallace out of Kentucky, good decent linebacker. He would come to follow you guys in the fifth round. In the sixth round, they have us taking Trey Taylor from Air Force, and Cowboys will take let's see, Zachary Franklin, wide receiver from Ole Miss.
Have you seen him play?
I have not. I'm still actually doing a deep dive into some of these guys and where they finished in the combine, or if they ran in the combine, and what their numbers look like. So, just some names of mention while we're here. I'm just curious to know. I'm interested to know where some of these guys may go. Would you take an early fly on Xavier Worthy? Because you can't coach 4.21.
You cannot. I think I would if I don't necessarily see him in the offense, but maybe kick return, punt return, because that's a lot of open field that he can utilize. So just depending on where I would fit him, I would at least try him there first, see if we can go into the offense.
I agree 1,000.2%. So I think there's just some guys that are coming out that you just got to say, I'm just going to see how this plays out. Yeah. Because this guy's too good. No, don't want your boys, Jared Verse, to come up and get Jared Verse.
No,
I love Jared Verse personally.
No, I think we got other pressing. I mean, if he's there, yeah. I just don't. We don't necessarily draft a lot of Florida State guys for whatever reason.
I wouldn't mind us taking him because we got to do something to set Kayvon Thibodeau free from these double teams, and it just doesn't feel like Aziz Allure is going to work out. So we got to figure something out with that and get something else in there. I don't know. I'm very curious to see where that goes.
What do you think of some of these legacy guys, the Brendan Rice and then the Jeremiah Trotters? What do you think about
Well, I think you can get some of those guys later if you can get them. I don't think you got to go up and get anybody as far as that's concerned. I wouldn't mind getting maybe Byron Murphy and setting him next to Sexy Dex and see how that turns out. So, I don't know. There's a lot of great players, and I think there's a lot of plug-and-play guys in this draft. And so I'm very curious to see how this all plays out. But that first pick is going to set the tone for the entire draft for us. And
it is.
How we handle it, I don't know, man. I'm very curious.
Caleb Williams, like, they put a lot around him already to have him succeed. Like, is there any point that he still fails after all this stuff that they put around him, all these moves?
I am not the biggest Caleb guy, so fails is a strong word. I don't want to say fails. I think he may have a typical rookie season. I don't think anybody should expect a CJ Stroud breakout this year from Caleb Williams, because I just don't. I think the Bears are a little ways from that. If anybody's going to break out, it's whoever it is at quarterback at Minnesota. They got everything. So that quarterback, whoever that is, could have a breakout season. But yeah, I think Caleb is going to have a typical rookie season. I don't know if it'll be Bryce Young-esque, but I think it will be a challenging first season. By the way, Dak said he is unbothered by his negotiation circumstances. That's good or bad to you?
I mean, it can go either way. I mean, what is he supposed to say? He's not gonna voice his frustration out in the media. He's never been that dude. So
Okay.
I mean, I don't. They're either gonna pay him or they're gonna not pay him, or somebody else gonna pay him. So I think he's probably in a good position. He's thinking that they'll pay him, or
He's not in a good position. He's in a phenomenal position.
yeah.
The worst thing that could happen to Dak Prescott this year is that they pay him $55 million to play out the rest of this season, and he goes somewhere else and makes even more money. That's the worst thing that could happen to him.
Yeah.
So we'd all like to be sitting in that spot.
Yeah.
So
we strangled hold for this time being. So
yeah, you did. Currently, the Cleveland Cavaliers feels like they're about to go up 2-0 on the Orlando Magic. They're 74-60 with about a minute left in the third. It's halftime on TNT with Philly and New York. Philly up 53-49. What we will do is pick 5 other games and tell you what we think is going to go down in our game 2 picks. So we'll break it all down like this. Let's go Timberwolves Suns. Let's tie it up.
No. Timberwolves again.
I agree. 2-0. Let's go Nuggets Lakers.
You pray that y'all do it, but I don't think so. I think y'all go down 0-2.
0-2.
Yeah.
I'm contractually obligated as a fan to say 1-1, but I say it with great trepidation. A lot of things got to go right. They got to play a lot better than they played the other night. But I'm going to say 1-1. Clippers Mavs.
I think that game 1 was fool's gold, so I'm going to go Mavs.
Okay. Mavs get back on the right side of the ledger.
I think so.
I am going to agree. Jason Kidd is a hell of a coach. Although Ty Lue is one of the best doing it right now. I'm gonna say Jason matches wits with Ty Lue and they tie it up. Is that 3? That's 3 games. 3 games. Let's go Bucks Pacers.
I think the Pacers are not going to let Damian Lillard go off again, so I will go Pacers this time.
They're not going to let him go off?
They're not going to let him go off, and I don't think anybody else going to go off. So,
okay. And you think there's somebody that can stop him from going off is what you said?
I just don't think it's going to – I mean, it's going to be a team effort. It's not going to be one singular person.
I was going to say because
it's not going to be one singular person.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. Okay. I'm going to say the demise and the struggles of Dame Lillard have been greatly exaggerated. And I say the Bucks go up 2-0, headed out the door to Indiana. So, yeah.
Is there any?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are our pick 5 picks. Come on, man, give me some shout outs this week. What you got? Oh, no, that's not. I'm sorry. Thunder and Pelicans. I forgot.
I will go with the Pelicans to steal one.
Pelicans still won. I agree. 100%. All right. Now we're doing our shout outs.
Cool. First and foremost, I want to shout out my grandmother who on Friday turned 89 years old.
Okay, grandma.
Yeah, definitely she putting up numbers out here. She's trying to catch your grandma. So definitely putting up numbers. So happy.
She's moving in the right direction.
Moving. Definitely. Also, I want to shout out who I had the pleasure of watching Saturday night. Mr. Ryan, don't call me crazy Garcia, who
I might be crazy.
who picked up a shocking victory. Maybe, well, to some people shocking, to some people others not. Over how he beat Devin Haney. Shout out Ryan Garcia, and even though he didn't get the belt, you still got your money in the win. So shout out Ryan Garcia, and shout out Cam and Reggie in their absence, and all the Five Nation, and you always holding it down, my brother. So
that's right.
That's my shout outs, brother.
I'm gonna go a different route tonight. While you were sleeping, while you were doing whatever you were doing, history got made last week in that Morgan Price from Fisk University. Fisk just started their gymnastics program about an hour and a half ago, but it got so good so fast. And Morgan Price won the all-around national title, making her the first HBCU gymnast to ever do that. But she murdered. I mean, she bodied them on the vaults, on the bars, on the floor, and the all-around, and outscored everybody. Though LSU won the whole national gymnast title, so that was my second shout-out. But Morgan Price individually is a national collegiate champion. She won the individual, outscored everybody else, and did her thing and represented Fisk University. You heard me correctly. Fisk University. So shout out to Morgan Price for making history and doing it from the proud seats of an HBCU.
You think Olympics in our future?
I would have to think so. Yeah. That she at least get to have a conversation with him at trials. You know what I mean?
I think so.
I would think she's beastly with it. So let's see.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. And shout out to you, Chad Mason, for holding it down as you always do, brother.
Likewise.
I definitely appreciate you. And I appreciate the Five Nation.
Oh, I forgot. I got another shout out. I forgot, man.
Talk to you, man.
If I could squeeze one in. Shout out to the United States men's basketball team. They got the 12 best people on the team, and hopefully they can lock down this gold medal because the Olympics is coming up. So
don't tell Kyrie that.
Well, I mean, he got an argument. He definitely got an argument.
Well,
it's an argument at least.
He got an argument. I wonder how much of his situation is because of his stance on things.
Could be.
They just don't want to deal with that.
It could be a distraction playing in the Olympics, yeah.
Well, not only that, to my knowledge, he still ain't vaccinated.
It don't matter anymore at this point.
Well, no, it matters. I think you have to be to play international. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. I just think he just. Listen, I love what he's done this season. I think he's been a model citizen, and I don't think he should be punished for whatever he believes. But I think he is being punished for whatever he believes. So that's just my opinion. But shout out to him nonetheless. And then I guess my final shout out is shout out to Chris Brown for keeping it salty.
Golly.
I'm just saying.
I thought Drake and Kendrick Lamar was bad.
That it got badder than bad. Like I'm just like, what is happening? This is all Cat Williams' fault. All of this is Cat Williams' fault. We blame Cat Williams for all of this. Okay. I'm so mad. Show him a green screen. Okay. All right, we out here, man. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Five Nation, we appreciate y'all so much. Keep keeping it funky, y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we'll be back next week. Peace.
Get you 10 when you're plugging in with the there's no mystery. Let's make history with the oh, the song 2 and 3. Add one more plus me and do the yeah. Keep it on the floor.